Hi, my name is Connie Canaday Howard. I'm chair of the theater department and a professor in the department.
I'm Amelia Barrett. I am a professor in the theater department.
And we are here to welcome you to our first ever fully virtual auditions for our summer 2020 term. We are creating 2 shows from improvisation. It will be created entirely virtually and then performed virtually, and we'll record it. We may also stream it depending upon capability at that time, but we are definitely recording it so that it can be distributed. So the 2 shows that we're doing this summer are Chicken Little and How to Survive the Quarantine as an Actor and Artist. Improvisation is not new to College of DuPage. We've been doing improvisation since the college was founded, actually, and we've been creating at least 1 improv show a year, sometimes more, but most often 1 improv show a year for over 3 decades. That show is normally created in the summer term and is created with families in mind. And then it tours the area and has some performances at the MAC. For obvious reasons in this healthcare crisis time, we are not meeting to rehearse or touring the show. All class meetings, all rehearsals will happen at standard class times. And that will be true for the other show as well. Chicken Little is going to have class meetings Monday and Wednesday from 3 to 5:50, and How to Survive the Quarantine will have class meetings on Tuesday and Thursday from 3 to 5:50 beginning on June 1st and going through July 26th. So people who are interested in auditioning will be submitting a virtual audition to this email address, capital C, capital T, small letters auditions @cod.edu. That's capital C as in cat, capital T as in Tom, AUDITIONS @cod.edu. This is also on the audition form that you're going to download and fill out as well, where to submit it. So there are 3 things I need to tell you as chair of the department, and that is, if you audition for the shows, you are saying that you are willing to be enrolled, if cast, in the class that is the show. And each of these shows are 2211s, which is repertory acting. And they're 3 credit hour classes. So you could indeed be in both shows if you were interested. We'd need to know that, and there's a place on your form for you to indicate that. Otherwise, we're going to assume that even if you're auditioning for both shows, you want to be in only one. If you really are interested in only one, then you should only submit to that one. But we highly encourage you to audition to both so that you increase your castability. Make sense? Then 2 other things that I need to say is you need to sign that audition form at the bottom and scan it back to us. So you can take a picture with your camera, with your phone. You can take a picture with your phone and scan it that way, or you can download a scanning app, whichever is easiest for you. And then the last thing probably goes without saying, but while you're participating in the production, you need to stay in good standing in all of your classes at College of DuPage. Now I'm going to turn it over to Amelia.
So Chicken Little, if you Google search it, it's been around for quite a long time. Grimm's fairy tales, all the way through Disney. We're going to create our own. Traditionally, Chicken Little feels an acorn fall on his head, and he thinks the sky is falling, and he gets all of his friends upset about it, and they all go to the king to find out what to do. In our version, we'll develop the storyline based on that, but I'm a big proponent that we should not go to the king, but we should have courage and solve the problem ourselves. And that's what we'll be doing for many weeks until we finally develop it, and it's about an hour to maybe 45 minutes long. That's what we're going to do.
Okay, and so How to Survive the Quarantine is going to be created by all of us. So I actually don't know what those individual scenes are. The example I gave on the audition notice, which you can download and read, is maybe somebody does a scene about they bake during quarantine. And it could be a humorous scene where they start to bake chocolate chip cookies and everything possible goes wrong. You know, the flour explodes and the sugar ends up on the kitchen floor and is a skating rink of a mess, blah, 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 blah. Or it could be something that is more sincere in approach. And it could be that somebody's missing their grandmother. And so they decide to make grandmother's family recipe for chocolate chip cookies. And grandma's doing the same thing in her house. So they make these cookies together and then they, through Zoom, have a coffee break with each other. Make sense? So I envision that much of it is probably comedic, but it doesn't have to all be comedic. And then we'll arrange it. Eventually, both shows will be scripted. They're created through improv, but then we script them so that when we get to the performance that we're recording, it will actually follow the dynamic that has been created. So we think it's going to be really exciting. We hope that you join us. If you are planning to audition for one or both of the shows, you will create an improv for Chicken Little based upon Chicken Little's story somehow. And you will create, for quarantine, you'll create a story of either something you do in quarantine or a character that you make up does in quarantine, and create a monologue. And you will download the Audition app, fill out that Audition app completely, scan it, and then that scan, along with your monologue, gets attached to an email with the subject line of your name and then dash Chicken Little, or your name dash quarantine. And it will be submitted to the email address ctauditions@cod.edu. We hope to see you soon.
And we're going to post the cast lists in the same place that you're finding this video.
And those will be posted on the following Monday, which is Monday, May 4th.
Excellent. Bye.
Have a great time creating.